Morning everyone, welcome to the Denmans Cove car park. I'm joined by Lily again. Today we're going to be starting the Three Capes track and doing it the freeway. So it's kind of known as the Free Capes track. Clever name, I know. Essentially, we've come up Anderson Road to the Denmans Cove car park. There's like a tassel sign there. Pretty obvious. Just plug in Anderson's Road into your Google Maps. We're then going to head up this way. So basically we've got a walk up this old four-wheel drive track for I think 700 metres and then about another 3.3k, which is going to take us around the coastline into a couple of bays and then to Denmans Cove, which is where the actual Three Capes track starts. So when you do the paid version, you pay your $500 and you get a little cruise that takes you into Denmans Cove, and from there you hike into your huts. What we're going to be doing is going along this old track to Denmans Cove, joining up with the Three Capes track, and then we have to hike to Bear Knoll campsite, which is on the way to Cape Pillar. Stay there tonight, hike to Cape Pillar and in and out tomorrow, back to Bear Knoll, stay there again tomorrow night, and then hike out via Cape Hoy on day 3. So it ends up being 1 day shorter and 4k's more hiking than the normal Three Capes track, but you gotta do it for free, so 100% worth it. Obviously it means you're actually camping, bring a tent along, not staying in fancy huts, but you still get to use the hut facilities, which is pretty good. So I'll be using them for lunches and dinners and stuff, and obviously for a source of water. Anyway, got a nice big pack on the back, already puffing. I'll concentrate on walking for a little while. Actually been surprisingly well marked, this track. I thought it'd be a bit rougher, but like, here's the turn off. So we're leaving the four-wheel drive track now down to Stinking Bay and Denmans Cove. Coming into Stinking Bay, not the most scenic beach with all this crap everywhere, but it is a nice white sandy colour. It's taken us about 40 minutes to get this far. Thoughts so far?
Bit slippery and a lot of spiderwebs. I was going first, so I'm just covered in spiderwebs.
That's nice of Lily. And also lots of fallen trees to climb over and under, but actually better trail than I expected, given that it's completely not marked on maps now, because obviously parks don't really want people walking it. It's pretty cruisy, like fallen trees, yeah, but really easy to follow. So pretty much come to the end of the beach, and then you'll see a little rock can here. Easy enough to miss, so keep your eyes out, and that's where the track continues. Coming into this sort of random little cove. Actually, it's not Denmans Cove. With this sort of thing to help you cross over the raging torrent of a river, which is just about flowing.
Oh, god damn.
After the crossing, you sort of keep following along the coast, as we have been. Just keep looking out for these markers on trees. It's always fairly obvious. There are a couple of spots where it looked like the track might have gone into the bush, but the track itself is always really clear like this. It's never too scrubby and crap. So we've come into the really pretty little Denmans Cove, which is, as Lily just mentioned, directly across from the historic site. Cute little beach. This is where the boat comes in. You can see the buoy there to bring in the tourists. There's a creek that flows in, obviously not flowing at the moment, but it's taken us basically bang on 90 minutes to do the 4k's to get here. We sort of followed the sort of side of the beach up, and now we're at the start of the track proper. Just heads in here. Three Capes track, where everyone gets a little photo taken. So we're on the proper track now, obviously very nicely manicured. Got 4k's to get to Surveyor's Hut, which is at 150 metres above sea level. Pretty gradual climb, I reckon it's going to be mostly. And hopefully get some nice views. Coming into Surveyor's Hut, the first night, if you're doing the tourist version of this hike, as Lily described it, it is fucking huge. Massive structure. Thoughts on the hike from Denmans Cove?
Painful.
Yeah, it's been all uphill since Surveyor's Cove. I think it's just over an hour from Denmans Cove, and that's all just been
But
Yeah.
we did it in good time, so.
Yeah, this is true. We flew up the hill, but it was hard yakka. Anyway, lunch break now. It's taking us basically 3 hours total to get here from the start of the walk, which is a pretty good time. We've got about 9 Ks, including stops. Let's have a look from the deck. Pretty sweet view for a lunch spot. You can see Cape Rail right out there. Just gorgeous, and it's absolutely spotless. So after a nice little lunch break at the hut, we've finally dragged ourselves away from that deck and are trekking on for the second half of today's walk. I think it's about 9.5-ish kilometres we have to do to get to Bare Knoll campsite, which is about 1.5 kilometres, 2 Ks before Munro Hut, I think it's called, which is the next proper hut. So essentially we're starting day 2 of the paid track now. We've got about 150 metres of climbing to get up to the top of Arthur's Peak. But the first part is going to be really flat along these sort of open plains. Then we climb up Arthur's Peak, drop down a bit, climb another little high point, and then it's all flat and downhill. So most are going to be pretty straightforward this next part of the trip. Hope to get some nice views down towards Port Arthur. Very calm down there today. I really love they're putting a lot of rest benches around. Literally left the hut like 5 minutes ago and it's like, are you tired yet? Here you go, sit down. It might not be a very long climb, but it's a bit of a killer going up Arthur's Peak. It's just all stairs, straight up. With the pack on, it becomes a bit of a grind. Okay, we've made it to Arthur's Peak. It was a bit of a killer climb, but really cool view. What do you reckon?
Yeah, worth it.
Yeah.
But painful.
Yeah, definitely the best view of the hike so far, and it's cool because the last few weeks we've done we did Crescent Bay a few weeks ago, and we did Cape Rail a few weeks ago as well, and we can kind of see all the hikes we've been doing in the last few weeks from this lookout, which is kind of cool. So out that way, you've got the corner of Tasman Island in the very distance, and then you got Blackhead is the one right there, and then that's just basically where we're going to be going along. Bit of a gloomy day, unfortunately, so the lights aren't amazing, but then
Lucky it hasn't rained yet, actually.
this is true. It was meant to rain about 3 hours ago. We've been very lucky. There's Crescent Bay and Mount Brown with the amazing sand dunes, and then Cape Rail behind. Come down off probably our last major high point of the day, and now on this, again, a big open plain. A lot of this walk is such open territory like this, so it's really nice for views. You can really see where you're going. You can see bits of the track up ahead. Really setting the pace up ahead as well.
No spider webs this time.
This is a good result, yeah. No spiderweb since Denman's Cove. A lot of boardwalk, which is kind of hard on the knees to walk on, but can't really complain. It's pretty cruisy. You know, like the best thing about doing a hike like this is where it's now 3 o'clock, we've been hiking for 6 hours. We've not seen a single person the entire day. So because you get to obviously hike at your own sort of time, you're not leaving with everyone else from a hut and arriving on a boat and all that sort of thing. You're on a completely different schedule to everyone else on the track. And of course it's one way as well, so no one's coming the other direction, which also really helps. But yeah, it's pretty much just been us and the birds all day. It's pretty nice.
And a wombat?
No, we didn't see a wombat.
Sorry, I meant a wallaby.
Yeah, we saw a wallaby. Quite a big wallaby. A lot of wombat poo.
Yeah.
Yeah, no wombats yet. Maybe a bit later. Oh, Jesus. That was good. That was worth filming. Little sidetrack to Tornado Ridge. Not actually marked on any of the maps, but figure may as well. We made a good time. Let's have a look-see. So about 3 minutes further on, this is Tornado Ridge. Cool little view down towards, I think that's Blackhead out there, which is part of Cape Pillar. There were kind of like a few little paths that went down flights of stairs to little lookout points. I don't really know why they've got multiple ones, but it's a cool view. Worth a little detour, I reckon. Okay, coming to a little four-way junction now. So Munro Hut is that way, which is also where the Bare Knoll campsite is, and Cape Pillar eventually. Day 3 will be back here going towards Cape Hoy, Fortescue Bay. The old Cape Pillar track is down that way, which you can do Cape Pillar as an overnighter or a very long day walk. And I've been down that trek before doing Woogly Falls, and then we've come from that way. So I think we've got about 1 kilometre more to the campsite, but we'll see.
Oh,
Righto, about how many hours later? 7 hours later, home sweet home for the night. Well, we'll find one. We'll find a campsite down here somewhere. This is Bear Knoll. It's taken us like 10 or 15 minutes since the junction, maybe 15. Let's check it out. It's still raining.
Alright, so we've just set up the tent and gotten inside, gotten changed because we've been in wet clothes and feel much better now.
Yeah.
But, and we're going to have dinner soon because we're hungry. But, Cadence, what do you think about today?
It's weird being interviewed in my own video, to be honest. No, it was good. I think we probably covered like 18 Ks all up today. It's taken us like 7 hours, as I mentioned. Climbed, I watched it 119 flights of stairs. I'm not sure what that translates to, but 400 and something metres, I reckon.
A lot.
It was mostly pretty easy going. Like, it was mostly pretty flat. It was just, there was 3 or 4 bits where you'd climb pretty sharply. But, like, it's a pretty good track. The first few Ks, obviously, on the old track were a bit more rough, but actually easier going than I thought. I thought it could be, like, bush bashing for the first bit, but it's a nice track still, even though it's not really promoted or marked. Okay, so we've successfully managed to eat dinner, and it's food review time, and then bedtime. Well, not quite, but close enough. We've got these Radix dehydrated meals. We had Mexican chili tonight, and they're pretty good because they're like, in terms of calories to price, they're basically half the price of like the backcountry ones, but they're all vegetarian. But what do you think?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of 10.
Out of 10 on a camping scale?
Yeah.
Camping food scale?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe like a 7.
Yeah, I was thinking that. It's a 7 if you're camping. It's a 2 if you're not camping.
Yeah.
Probably not eating that if I haven't walked 27,000 steps today. But actually,
And it's
good
also,
enough.
it's got 800 calories. You didn't actually say that.
Oh, I didn't say that. Yeah, which is pretty good. I mean, most of that's oil and rice, but like, it tasted alright. Anyway, so tomorrow is the big day. That's Cape Pillar. Actually, the easiest day of walking, but the most significant day because Cape Pillar is kind of the main cape of the 3 capes. So we'll see you then. But hopefully we can sleep through this rain. See you tomorrow.